Okay, let's go to the Russell 2000. Let's go over JaySignal. All right. I want you to do the 5 and the 3 sim next to each other. It's a real good way to do it. This is the new JaySignal, just got updated. And I have an arrow-based system now for you. Arrow-based system. Green arrows for longs, red arrows for shorts. We just nailed the high on, it's 1 for 1 on crude oil. Nailed the high on crude. We haven't had a loser yet either on, as far as the stop goes, on gold yet either on our first targets. No stops on gold yet this morning. No stops on crude from our arrow-based system this morning. Let's look at other markets. Let's take a look at the Russell 2000 this morning. I have market profile here. Here's my HV and LVA. Obviously, we're in an uptrend. We're above the black line. You're allowed to buy the first test of LVA. This is the #1 trade with an arrow. Nailed the low. Just like crude oil did this morning. HVA and my arrow-based system caught the high on crude. I just showed you. There's my #1. Then the market breaks out of HVA, high value area. The first thing you tell yourself, ABC long, give me a fib dot. There's my beautiful, gorgeous, stunning blue fib dots. Only ones that came up. So what do we look for? There's my spinning top. My proprietary Rinko bar will show a blue, the spinners will be in blue. Doge will be a plus sign. That means when it closes above the high of that spinner, it's automatically going to show a green arrow. There's your green arrow buy. There it is, the exact bar entry. I've had 2 exact bar entry is now 100% for this morning on the Russell off my long time frame. There it is. Then you use the symmetry dots to scale. You can scale here because symmetry dots are notorious for calling the highs. There you go. If you look on JaySignal and crude oil, the number 1, number 3, check it out. It's the same exact setup, just opposite. Now watch, guys. It's not hard. This is so easy. A very complex system, easy to execute. So there's the Russell all day. There's my #1. There's my #3. Check it. Here's crude oil. We're in a downtrend on crude, so now we're not taking any longs on crude oil. We're in a downtrend. So I'm going to sell the first test of high value area. Just like on the Russell, buy the first test of low value area. It's the opposite, right? There's my #1 real low on the Russell. But then calls a high. There's your arrow. Never stopped out. Never got to our hard stop. We don't use more than a 15-tick hard stop. Most use 13. But then it broke LVA, retested LVA. There's my pull-in bar. Short. Well, here's a #3 right here, too, on the Russell. They gave us the arrow. Right there's a #3. It's the same exact trade setup. It's just the opposite. Russell's in an uptrend. Take a #1 long and a #3 off market profile with the arrows. Gold's in a downtrend. Oil's in a downtrend. Take the arrows short. It's exactly the same. Let market profile on your own chart set the trade up. Let the arrow-based system pop you in. I cannot make it any simpler than that. Market profiles work for 29 years. 29 years. These are the exact 2 setups that repeat themselves daily, every day. Now I made it as an arrow-based system with Fibonacci dots that don't counter-trend trade the market. I cannot make it any more simpler than this. Can't do it. It's impossible. If you're an S&P 500 trader, same thing. If you're in a downtrend, there it is. There's your pulling bar. If you're in an uptrend, we only have 1 trade. It's 1 for 1 this morning. There it is. Only 1 fib dot popped up. There's a high above the Doge. I mean, I don't know how easier we can make it right here. There's the arrow right on LVA. S&P now hit over 65 from the 61 long. Okay? So it's the same method on all of them right across the board. If you are trading the NASDAQ, you are handsomely rewarded this morning. NASDAQ futures, here we go. Thanks for coming to work. Broke out of HVA. We're in an uptrend. Broke out of HVA. Boom. No counter dots pop up. Retracement. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at that chart. ABC long. Boom. There's my beautiful doji. There it is. I am now long that market right to the exact bar. Look at the NASDAQ futures. Use market profile to set the #1 and #3 trade up. Use the arrow and the Fibonacci retracement dots for the trigger to pop you in the trade. I can't make it simpler than that, guys. I've really nailed this down for you really well. I made it very systematic. It's that simple. Okay? JaySignal will give you the arrow automatically once it closes above that doji or spinning top. Spinning tops are all in blue. You can't miss them. Dojis are plus signs. There's no fib dots that counter the market. Look at that. Look at this. NASDAQ futures have not had one losing trade this morning. Arrow, 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 arrow. They all four worked out. Right? S&P has not had one losing trade on the arrow. Worked out. No losing trade this morning on oil. Worked out. Look at gold. Not one losing arrow trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. That's just price action, my friends. That's strictly price action. Then we have a fib dot, low close below the doji if you want it. Low close below the doge. If you want that trade, you should already be short up here though. Let's say you missed up top, your exact pull-in bar, low close below the doge. That means price pressure's coming in the market. There's your sell right there to the exact bar.